Okay, so in the last video, we looked at task 1, displaying the ticket options and the extra attractions available. And we did that. We've got some arrays that we're storing the types of tickets that they can order and the prices in separate one-dimensional arrays. And we printed everything out, including the valid days that they can book for as well. So now we can move on to task 2. And task 2, it says extend your program for task 1 to input the tickets and extra attractions required, then calculate the total cost of the booking, allocate a unique booking number and display the booking details including the total cost and the unique booking number. Repeat as required. So that repeat as required means that we're going to have some kind of loop there. So we'll probably start with that one first. And again, they've kind of bullet pointed everything for us. So we can just start off with that repeat as required loop. So let's do that. What we're going to need is, because we don't know how many tickets, we're going to need a while loop. And a while loop's best if you don't know how many times you're going to loop. So if we have a look at our thing here, I'm not going to put the ticket options printed out inside that loop yet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start my loop further down. And if we think later on, maybe actually we could add the display for the tickets, we could add that inside the loop. So I'm going to create a Boolean variable, and the Boolean variable is the best way to control a while loop. So I'm going to put run equals true. And then while run double equals true, because double equals is checking for equality, single equals is assigning a variable. So this is our main loop. So basically we're going to ask them to enter their tickets one by one, starting with the adult, then the child, then etc. And then enter the number of tickets they want, and then we'll add up the price and display their booking ID as well. Which reminds me, we need to create something for our booking ID. So don't try and run this code because it won't work yet. We need a booking ID, what we call a seed, basically. So I'm going to create a variable called booking ID, and I'll do a double capital I, capital D, and we're just going to start it with 1. And every time we loop, we're going to increase by 1. Every time we place orders, not loop, every time they place an order, it will and book and confirm, then it will increase by 1. Okay, so I've got my repeat as required, so that's my last bullet point there, and I'm not actually sort of writing this out. Normally I would sort of make a list of things that I need to do in code, but we don't have to do that because they've done it for us. So the next thing is we're going to input the tickets and extra attractions required. So the first part of the first bullet point there. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the day of the week that they want to book the ticket, or the first day if they're booking for 2. So I'll just insert that. I'll need to right click here. There we go. And we've got day of week. So I'm creating a variable called day of week, and we're asking them enter the day of the week for the ticket they want to buy for, but also if they're buying a 2-day ticket, obviously it'll be the first day of the ticket that they want. Make sure that you've got your double brackets at the end there. And obviously pause the video as you need to. So that's going to give us our day of week. 1 Monday, 2 Tuesday, 3 Wednesday, 4 Thursday, etc. The next thing that we need to do is we need to ask them, are they having a 1 or a 2-day ticket? So we're going to create another variable called 1 or 2, and that's going to be another integer, just like the day of week 1. Are they buying a 1 or 2-day ticket? Okay, so the next thing, we're going to ask them how many adult tickets they want. So we will input how many adult tickets. Again, it's an integer. So we've got a variable called adult tickets, and we're going to do the same for children, for seniors, etc. So that's the adult tickets. Then we're going to ask them how many child tickets they want. And there are child tickets. It's almost exactly the same as the adult one. So you get the drift here, you know, for each type of ticket, we're going to be asking the same question and storing it in a separate variable. Then we're going to ask how many senior tickets they want. And then how many family tickets they want. And then finally, how many group tickets they want. Okay, now there are lots of ways that you could have done this. So just remember, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things here, and that we're asking for, and they're all integers, and they're all the number of tickets or the day of the week or a 1 or 2 day ticket. Now there are other ways you could do this. You could have said, you could have done a menu system to say, which ticket do you want to buy, adult, child, senior, etc. This is just one way of doing it, and I've just tried to keep it really, really simple for the exam, because obviously you're going to have to learn the code, and it's a lot easier if you can just learn simple code. Okay, so we've got the main ticket entrance that we need, and we're going to use that data to work out the prices. But for the moment, we also need to get those extra attraction tickets. So we need to ask, do they want to visit or do the lion feeding, the penguin feeding, and the evening barbecue? And the evening barbecue is only if they've bought a 2-day ticket. So when we ask them, do they want barbecue tickets, we're going to check to see have they entered a 2-day ticket. So let's do the extra attraction. I'm just going to put a little thing here, extra attraction ticket. So we're going to ask them, do they want lion feeding, penguin feeding, and then the barbecue. So we've got the same thing, but this time it's going to be, I've got 2 lines of code here, one for lion tickets. How many lion tickets do you want? How many penguin tickets? I probably could put lion feeding tickets in there actually, and penguin feeding tickets. There we go. Okay, so that's those 2. So for the final one, we need to just add in if they want barbecue tickets, and we're only going to ask them that if they've bought a 2-day ticket, because the 2-day ticket, the barbecue ticket can only be bought if you've got a 2-day ticket. So let's add that in, and it's just a simple if statement. If the 1 or 2, so if this variable here, where they've entered if they want a 1 or 2-day ticket, if that is 2, if it's double equals to 2, it's a 2-day ticket, then we ask them how many barbecue tickets do they want. They might answer 0. Okay, so that is the first part of that pre-release question. Here, the first bullet point, we're inputting the tickets and extra attractions required. And then we need to calculate the total cost of the booking. So that's what we're going to do next. The second part of this one here, it says then calculate the total cost of the booking. Now you'll remember that we've got the prices for those tickets held in separate arrays if it's a 1 or a 2-day ticket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see how long the ticket is it a 1 or a 2-day ticket that they want, and I'm going to have a separate price calculation depending on what they've picked. So I've just done another simple if statement here, just like the one above, but in this time what I'm doing is I'm checking to see if they've bought a 1-day ticket, and that's how we're going to calculate the cost. Okay, so to calculate the adult cost, what I've got is I've got a new variable called adult cost. Now we could just add everything up, but it does tell us later on to print out everything for the booking, and I think it's better to have a separate cost per type of ticket. So basically we're going to create a variable here which is going to hold the total cost of the adult tickets, and then we're multiplying the number of tickets that they want, it could be 0, by the price. Now we've got price 0, so that means that we're going to the price array here, and we're basically using this because remember we've got indexes, and I'll put this in here. We've got indexes, and index for this is 0, so that means it's the adult cost. Remember, this is the adult ticket. Index number 1 will be the child, index number 2 will be the senior, because I'm just following the pattern here. Index 3 will be family, and then index 4 will be for the groups. So basically you'll notice as well, actually I'm just going to add this in as well for task 1, task 2 still. You'll notice it says group 6+, and it's $15 per person if they're in a group, but we must have at least 6 people in a group. So I've just added some code down here, So please add this in, and it says while group tickets is less than 6 and group tickets is greater than 0. So basically what this does is it forces them to either enter 0, in which case they don't want any group tickets and it will move on. But if they are entering group tickets and they do want some group tickets, then they must enter at least 6. So you can't add 3, for example. It will force you to add more. So basically it's a little validation check to make sure that they don't enter, or they enter at least 6 or more group tickets. And obviously you could enter 0 because they might not want any. So actually if we test that, it will work. Okay, so I've just added that in. So do add that in there, and it's just under group tickets there, and make sure that your indentation is correct. So yes, so basically when we're working out our price, we've got this array index here. So that's the adult price, index 0, the child price, index 1, the senior price is 16, family is 60, and groups is 15. So we're just going to use that index down here, and that's why it's a 0, because it's the adult. So I'm going to add in the other group prices. So here are the other lines of code. So add these in one by one. We've got child cost. So the cost of the child tickets is the number of child tickets times the price, which is index 1. We've got the senior cost, which is a new variable, which is the senior tickets times the cost, index 2. The family cost, index 3. The group cost, index 4. And then we've got the lion cost, which is the extra price array this time. So make sure you get the right array here, extra price 0 and extra price 1. Just do double check that that is correct. Okay, so we're not going to work out the barbecue tickets because it's a one-day ticket and they're not allowed a barbecue ticket if it's a one-day ticket. Now the last thing that we need to do then is calculate the total cost. So the total cost is all of these different variables all added together. Adult cost plus child cost plus senior, family, group, lion and penguin. Okay, so we're going to do that exactly the same, but for the 2-day ticket. So we just go down here and we will do an if statement. If 1 or 2 equals 2, then we're going to do exactly the same, but we're going to change the array to 2-day ticket price. The extra price is going to be the same. Okay, so here is the code. I've just added it in, and you'll see here, the only thing I haven't done is I haven't changed it to price 1 day. It should be price 2 day. So I'm just going to do that. So I've just copied and pasted, and I'm just going to change that to 2 day. Okay, so that's our 2-day ticket prices there instead of the 1 day. And then the lion cost, penguin cost is the same. And the barbecue ticket is now added in because we didn't have that for the 1 day. And then finally, our total cost is exactly the same again. But you'll notice if I can scroll it across that we've also got the barbecue cost added on the end. Okay, so that is working out the final price, and we could print that out actually, and we will print everything out actually in a moment. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to allocate a unique booking number. So we've already got that, we've got that booking ID. So that's what we're going to do, is use that. We don't actually have to really do much else because we've got that seed there. But what we'll do is we've got this variable here that we created, booking ID 1, and we'll just allocate that to what we're doing. We'll print that out, and then obviously when they confirm their booking, we will use that and increase it by 1. So we're going to display the booking details next. We'll come back to the allocating a unique booking number, display the booking details including the total cost and the unique booking number. Okay, so that's really nice and easy. All we have to do is print all of those number of tickets out and the cost in a nice neat way, and that's what we're going to do next. So our first few lines are just going to be some kind of print that's going to tell us what the booking details are and the day of the week that they're going. So it could be day 1, day 2. I'm just going to print out the actual raw data. If you want to add in the day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc., that's absolutely fine, you go for that, but I'm just keeping it really, really simple. So then we've got the number that is a 1 or 2 day ticket. We're going to print that out, and then we're going to start printing out the prices and the number of tickets. Okay, so I've just got an extra line here, and it says adult tickets, comma, adult ticket price. So we're basically printing out how many tickets they're ordered and the cost for each. And it might be 0, which is absolutely fine. So let's add in the other tickets. Okay, so I've added in the other tickets. Add this in too. I've got child tickets there. I've got senior tickets. I've got family tickets. I've got group tickets. The lion and the penguin. And then finally, if they've got a 2-day ticket, then the barbecue. So if you are copying and pasting this line by line, do make sure that everything is correct on each line, because it's very easy to make mistakes. So let's just test this now, and we'll see if we've got any errors. I haven't run it yet, but I'll just do a quick thing here. So I've got I've got a missing colon there, up there. So for when I was working out the price for the 2-day ticket, I was missing a colon on my if statement. And then let's run this. So okay, so this is running okay, and I'm just going to move it so you can see it, because it's quite difficult to see things otherwise. There we go. So I'll just I'll order just a few. I'll order a 2-day ticket, and 1 adult, 2 children, 1 senior, no family. How many group tickets? No group tickets. So that's good. Do we want to see the line feeding? All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. So we'll look at that, and we'll look at the penguin feeding. It's a 2-day ticket, but we don't want to go to the barbecue. So we're going to work out the price. And the only thing I haven't printed out is the total price, actually. So we've got adult ticket 30, 2 children 36, a 24 senior ticket, and then we've got lion feeding is 10, penguin feeding is 8. That's great. So it's looped again around here to enter the next one. So we are going to have to add some extra things in. I'm just going to add a few line breaks in as well, because so here where I'm printing, I'm just going to add a print, which will just do a new line. And we were also, what was wrong with that? There was something else wrong with it. We haven't got the $sign. You could add the $sign in if you wanted, although that's just a really easy thing to do. I think that's okay. I can't see anything wrong with that. I think we'll stick with that. That seems to be okay. Oh yeah, I need to add out the total price. So let's just add that. We've got that as well. So we've got the total cost here. So let's just print that out as well. And I'll just do a print, another line break, and I'll do total cost. And we'll print out total cost. I might just put a little $sign there, actually. You don't have to put the $sign. Okay, let's try that again just to get the total cost. And we'll run that. Okay, so the first ticket is 1. I'll do a 1-day ticket this time. 1 adult, 2 children, 1 senior, no family, no group tickets. We want to do the lion feeding and the penguin feeding, and that hasn't printed anything out, so that's slightly worrying. Yes, and I think I know what I've done here. So if you see here, I've done a classic block error. If you see here, I've got an if statement. If 1 or 2 equals 2, and then the code is actually under this if statement. So it's only ever going to print out what the booking details are if they book a 2-day ticket. So what I need to do is I just need to take this print statement here, and I need to unindent it once. So I'm going to go to, if you're in Python Idle, you can go to the menu option, Format, Dedent Region. So go to select the area, the whole of the print statement, go Format, Dedent Region, and you can see it's slightly skew width to that. It's slightly different. It's only indented once, and that will fix the problem. So it was too indented. It was only running if it was under this block of code. So just make sure that it basically lines up with that if there, and then it will run depending on whether they pick a 1 or a 2-day ticket. Okay, so I'm going to run that, run module, and I'm going to try again. Day of week 1, 1 adult, 2 children, 1 senior, no family, no group, 4 and 4. There we go, it's printed it out. Total cost $78 and it's looped around again there. Okay, and that looks okay as well. The calculations look good. So the last thing that we're going to do is just going to ask them to confirm, and then we're going to print their booking number as well. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to do it. So I'm just going to add this. Actually, yeah, what I might do actually is I'm just going to, we'll confirm in the next task 3 actually. So I'm just going to do print, and then your booking number is, and then booking ID. And then once we've done that, we need to increment our booking ID so that the next booking is going to be a different one, +1. And then, so we increment the booking number. Now it hasn't asked us to save this either. So we could save this in, you know, in some kind of array or something, but they haven't asked us to do it. So we're not going to do anything they haven't asked us to do. Okay, let's have a look. Now we've done display the booking details, including the total cost and the unique booking number, which we've done. Repeat as required. So the next thing we just need to do is the as required. So we're basically going to create a variable called another, and it's going to be set to input. Do you wish to make another booking? And we're just going to get them to answer yes or no, Y or N, and then we can say if another double equals a no, or another double equals a big N. So they don't want to make another booking. We just set our variable. So if you remember our big while loop up here, run, we're going to set that to false, and then it will just quit out. So we're going to say run equals, and it's single equals false. And we don't need to do anything else. It will just loop around if they want to do another booking, and it won't, it will just quit otherwise. So let's run that. Just pause the video again if you need to. And we'll run that, run module. Okay, day of week for ticket, 1, 1, 1, 2 children, 1 senior, no family, no groups. We won't have the feeding. There we go. So total cost 60, your booking number is 1. Do you wish to make another booking? No. And it quits. Okay, so that is task 2. I'll just very gently scroll up if you need to have a look, and if you have any issues with your code, send me your code and send me an email, and I will have a look at it, and I'll do task 3 next week.